The Hindu editorial explanation. Improving macros. India seems set for a period of low inflation and relatively high growth. Background. Retail inflation. CPI inflation fell consistently for 9 months, but August 2025 saw a slight uptick to 2.1%, still well within RBI's comfort band, 2 to 6%. Growth inflation trade-off. Traditionally, India faced either high inflation low growth or low inflation low growth. Currently, India enjoys high growth plus low inflation. Food prices. Vegetables, minus 15.9%, and pulses, minus 14.5%, saw sharp price contraction, aided by NFSA free grain scheme. Background. GST reform impact. GST 2.0, September 22 implementation, expected to further push prices down. Global oil factor. U.S. pressure on India to stop Russian oil imports may not destabilize inflation this time because global crude is relatively low. RBI's monetary policy. Expectations of interest rate cut, but timing depends on global uncertainties and Indo-US trade dynamics. Detailed explanation. Nature of macroeconomic improvement. Inflation. Stable, benign outlook. Right pointing arrow ensures affordability of essentials. Growth. GDP growth high in Q1 2025-26. Right pointing arrow widening the growth inflation gap to 5.5%, compared to just 2.1% last year. Drivers. 1. Food security. Right pointing arrow NFSA free grain scheme plus falling vegetable pulse prices. 2. GST rate cuts. Right pointing arrow reduce costs across sectors, lowering headline inflation. 3. Oil imports. Right pointing arrow even if Russian oil is stopped, impact minimal due to low global crude prices. Detailed explanation. Policy implications. RBI may consider interest rate cut, but global uncertainties may delay it to December. Government can project India's economic stability as a global advantage amid global slowdown. Challenges. Data credibility, GDP and inflation numbers questioned. Global uncertainty. Right pointing arrow US-Russia conflict, crude fluctuations. Structural inflation risks. Right pointing arrow climate impacts on food, supply chain vulnerabilities. Editorial's key message. India is in a sweet spot of macroeconomics. Checkmark low inflation. Checkmark high growth. Checkmark stable policy outlook, but must balance optimism with caution against external shocks.